Chapter 62. The Division of the Land. Numbers 34, 1-29. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coasts thereof. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin, along by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea, eastward. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin, and the going forth thereof shall be from the south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazar Adar, and pass on to Asmon. And the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath, and the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. And the border shall go on to Ziphron, and the goings out of it shall be at Hazar Enan. This shall be your north border. And it shall point out your east border from Hazar Enan to Shepham. And the coast shall go down from Shephan to Riblah on the east side of Ain, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the side of the sea of Chinnereth eastward. And the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land, with the coasts thereof round about. And Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which ye shall inherit by lot, which the Lord commanded to give unto the 9 tribes, and to the half-tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half-tribe have received their inheritance on this side Jordan, near Jericho eastward, toward the sunrising. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, These are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you, Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. And ye shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance. And the names of the men are these: of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; and of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud; of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Chislon; of the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Buki the son of Jogli; the prince of the children of Joseph, for the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Haniel the son of Ephod; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Kemuel the son of Shiftan; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elizaphan the son of Parnak; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel the son of Azan; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahidud the son of Shelomai; and the prince of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are they whom the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance unto the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. Numbers 34, 1-29. This chapter is concerned with 2 things. First, the borders of the lands as ordained by God for Israel, verses 1-15. Second, we have the names of the men who were given the responsibility for dividing the land. These were Joshua the commander and Eleazar the high priest, together with 1 man from each tribe or clan which had not yet received land. Caleb, who was together with Joshua, one of the only 2 survivors of the old generation, for Moses was chosen to be gone before the conquest, would represent Judah. Verse 19. Like so much else in the Bible, this chapter tells us that, first of all, our faith is land-based. We are creatures made of the dust of the earth, Genesis 2:7, and we return to dust with death. We cannot live except on the produce of the earth. Our food, our minerals, oils, building materials, everything, including water, comes from the earth. Where religion becomes quote-unquote spiritual and anti-material, we lose our recognition of the limitations of creaturehood, and we lose our awareness of our dependency on the earth. The girl university student of the 1960s who advocated a work-free world dismissed a question about how food would be provided by saying, "Food is." Modern man, knowing little about the sources of all those things that make life and work possible, has lost his sense of reality. Our urban culture has cut man off from his land-based reality, and our media has helped foster many delusions about the nature of life. The facts of life now mean sex, not food, work, and survival. Modern man has become a sleepwalker on the brink of destruction. Second, because God is the creator of heaven and earth, and all things therein, Genesis 1:1, we cannot look down on the material aspects of our lives without despising God. But men, both in and out of the church, insist on doing just this. Years ago, an atheistic philosophy major who saw the universe in Hegelian terms, that is, as something struggling out of matter towards spirit, dismissed the biblical God as unworthy of belief. His reason, put crudely, was that an intelligent God would not tie man down to urination and defecation. I told him that should help him remember that he was a creature. Sadly, too many churchmen over the centuries have shared this contempt for material things, beginning with the flesh. Third, we are told plainly that our problem is not matter, but sin. Genesis 3:17-19. The dividing line in life is not spirit versus matter, but sin versus grace. Failure to recognize this very obvious fact leads to all kinds of evils and to a false view of reality. To cite one example among many, many perfectionists insist God hates divorce, when the reality is that God hates sin. Godly divorce is a remedy for sin. God speaks of divorcing Israel, Jeremiah 3:8. He gives us laws governing divorce, Deuteronomy 24:1-4, Exodus 21:7-11, 1 Corinthians 7:11, Matthew 19:3-9, etc. Because man's problem is sin, not matter, God uses matter even to protect the spirit, as in the dowry system. While the amount of the dowry is not specifically ordained, two verses give us some idea of it. Exodus 22:17, and more specifically, Deuteronomy 22:29, which says 50 shekels of silver, then a very sizable amount. Fourth, God requires a Sabbath of the land, Leviticus 25. Both man and his work animals on the one hand, and the earth on the other, require a Sabbath, a rest. God's rest in Genesis 2:2-3 means a cessation of the work of creation. The rest of man and animals together with the earth means a restoration. Man, by obeying God and recognizing his own creaturely limitations and those of the earth, thereby praises God for the privilege of being a creature. He enjoys being God's creature, and, since man is not a god, he had better rejoice in being God's creature. Fifth, because man is a material being of flesh and blood, his life is a material life, and he sins if he forgets this fact. An obvious fact of the Bible is the punishments inflicted for sin. In some instances, it was restitution, in others, capital punishment. Both constituted forms of restoring order. The death penalty was both a penalty for sin and a form of excommunication. In Bucca's words, the victim was not permitted to be buried in the burial place of his family. He was excluded from the community even in death. There is a great deal of material from the history of law and religions enabling us to understand how stoning was regarded as a curse. For the ancients, the criminal was possessed of a real guilt which jeopardized the community. By covering the evildoer with stones outside the town, the evil that he could spread was banished. Even more, the community was maintained on the foundation of God's covenant and law. Godly order meant peace and God's blessing. 6th, God's covenant with man is inclusive of the earth, so that, in Genesis 2, 8-17, God lays down the terms for its possession. After the floods, God, in his covenant with Noah, makes certain promises with respect to the earth. Genesis 8, 15-22. In Deuteronomy 28, the curses and blessings on man involve the earth and the weather. Man's sin brings a curse upon him on the earth and in the weather, whereas faithfulness brings blessings in all spheres. Man's destiny is linked inseparably to the earth. God's patience with Canaan was exhausted after many generations. He therefore required Israel to execute judgment on Canaan. As Girdlestone pointed out, this judgment was in no way an act of personal revenge by Israel. They were quite alien to the land and the people. The people almost had to be goaded into the land. They were not allowed to take plunder because all the wealth seized had to be given to the Lord. The task of conquest was not for military glory, nor was it a reward for merit. God was simply honouring his covenant. His goodness to Israel was an act of sovereign mercy and grace. The Canaanites were a depraved people under judgment by God, and Israel was not to permit things to survive which could lead them into idolatry and perverse forms of sexual practices. Moreover, God had been patient for generations and centuries with Canaan. Their iniquity, their love of evil, had exhausted God's patience, and their judgment was the will of God, not the will of Israel. 7th, our promised land is the whole earth, according to our Lord, Matthew 28, 18-20. Christians are reminded of this in 1 Corinthians 15, 24-28. The method of conquest is different, but we are empowered by the Holy Spirit to bring all things into captivity to Christ. 2 Corinthians 10:5. In its own way, the opposition we face is as evil and as determined as were the Canaanites. 8th, the detailed account in this chapter of the areas to be conquered, that is, what was in fact the promised land, is revelatory both of God's ways with us and of our material existence. Joseph Parker stated the matter very ably. We cannot get rid of boundaries. Never listen to those who talk about equality simply because you have no time to waste. Equality is impossible. If we were all equal one day, we should all be unequal before the sun went down. Let us listen only to the truly reasonable in this matter. There is something better than outward and nominal equality, and that is an intelligent appreciation of the fact that there must be differences of personality and allotment and responsibility, and that, in the end, the judgment will be divine in its righteousness. We find boundaries in gifts of all kinds. Parker's dates were 1830 to 1902. It's a pity that so few took to heart these telling words. 9th, God, in giving this carefully described area to Israel, did not hand it to them. Apart from the miraculous conquest of Jericho, all the rest of Canaan was taken, or more accurately, partially taken, only after perseverance and hard battle. It was the promised land, but it was a land to be earned by the hard lessons of the wilderness journey and by a long period of battle. God's promises to us, as to men of old, are not handouts. They come with a necessity for struggle, and victory comes after struggle. 10th, this command concerning the division of the land is given by God to Moses. But Moses is given no part in anything more than delegating the responsibility to others. His hard years of painful service were nearly over. In Deuteronomy, we have this summary of God's law and his parting counsel. Very little work remained for him to do. Others now must carry on, fight the battles, and deal with the problems.